Hi everyone. Do you know this week is a very exciting week for a lot of people? Yes, because it's Easter. What do you think about when your family and friends talk about Easter? Chocolate Easter eggs? The Easter bunny? Well, can I tell you what I think? Easter is actually a special festival that is celebrated across the whole world by people called Christians. I'm a Christian, and at Easter time I am thoughtful, I'm a wee bit sad and happy all at the same time. That's strange, isn't it? Do you remember when I told you the story about Christmas when a baby called Jesus was born to Mary and Joseph? Do you remember? And do you remember that the angels told Mary that Jesus would grow up to be a very special king? Well, I believe, as a Christian, that Jesus did grow up to be a very important person. He helped many, many people learn how to be good and kind, and therefore a lot of people believed and trusted in Jesus, and he made many, many friends called disciples. The beginning of Easter, or Holy Week, is Palm Sunday, and that is when Jesus arrived in a city called Jerusalem. And guess what? He was riding on a donkey, just like Mary did when she and Joseph travelled to Bethlehem, where Jesus was born. Jesus' disciples were with him when he rode into Jerusalem, and the people were so excited to see him that they went out and threw big, huge palm leaves from palm trees on the road for him to ride over. It was very, very exciting. Jesus, however, was a wee bit sad because he knew that there were some people in Jerusalem who didn't like him very much, and they were afraid that Jesus might take away their power that they had over the people, a wee bit like politicians and presidents and governors and folk like that. Jesus knew that the time was coming when he would have to go to be with God in heaven, and for that to happen, Jesus would have to die. But the disciples were happy to see how much most of the people loved Jesus and were having parties and celebrations welcoming him coming to Jerusalem. Except one disciple called Judas. As much as Judas loved Jesus very, very much, he didn't really like all the partying, and he got a bit angry when Jesus washed the disciples' feet and let a lady called Mary Magdalene wash his feet. But this was an act of love and care and kindness, but Judas didn't like it. Well, the people who were a bit scared of Jesus noticed this, and they said to Judas, "Why don't you tell us where we can find this Jesus dude and we'll take him away?" Well, Judas was not sure, but when they offered him some money, Judas told them that he would take the soldiers to Jesus. Jesus and disciples had had their last supper together in a house on the Mount of Olives, and then they went out into a garden called Gethsemane because Jesus wanted to have some peace and quiet and pray. Well, Judas arrived. He gave Jesus a kiss on the cheek, and then the soldiers arrested Jesus and took him away. Jesus knew that his time on earth was over, and he died on a cross on Good Friday. And this is called the crucifixion. Now, how this happens is very, very cruel and not at all nice to hear. So maybe when you're a wee bit older and you can read for yourselves, and if you want to learn more about the life and the death of Jesus, then you can have a look at a book called the Bible and see what you think. So, Jesus is dead, but there is a happy ending. When he died, some ladies put his body in a cave and rolled a big stone in front of the entrance to keep the wild animals away. This day is called Good Friday. On Easter Sunday, the ladies returned to the cave, and guess what? The stone had been rolled away, and Jesus' body was gone. there was a man standing nearby, and the ladies asked him, "Have you seen our Lord Jesus?" The man answered, "Don't you recognise me? I am Jesus." Well, they were so happy to see Jesus alive and well again, and this is called the resurrection. But then Jesus said, "I'm on my way to heaven. There's a huge house in heaven with lots of rooms, and I'm going to prepare them for everyone who believes in me. Get them ready for those believers for when they die and come to heaven." Then Jesus disappeared. So that story is what I think about when I celebrate Easter. Like spring, when baby animals are born and plants begin to grow in the garden, Mother Nature brings new life to the world. So Easter is the time of hope and new beginnings for Christians across